Hi everybody, it's Marissa. I just wanted to share with you what I've been doing lately. I have been doing things, I just haven't been making videos. I haven't been doing a lot of layouts, but I have been working on my Midori type of traveler's notebook, and this one I purchased at Michael's, and I used a coupon, I am sure. And then I cut this heart out of my Mind's Eye paper, a really pretty gray heart, and then I used Ranger Multi-Matte Medium to stick it to the front cover. So anyway, what I've been doing in here is some Bible journaling, and it's a little different than just the idea of Bible journaling. I've been taking, well, I'll show you. My first few pages have been kind of just some scripture. Here's my Cocoa Daisy for October, and then my illustrated faith. Okay, now my first few pages in here were just kind of, just playing around and doing some things, cutting out pieces, just some scriptural stuff, using some paper collections, just kind of seeing what I could kind of do. Like this one is an Instagram photo, and I know it's not in 4x6, but I changed the format and put it in here. So, and then this was kind of my last playing around page with just scripture. And then what I decided to do, I don't know if it's going to focus, get it back there, is I took I am a recent convert to Catholicism, and it's taken me probably 15 years. My husband and I haven't been married all of those 15 years, but we've been dating, and so this next year will be 14 years. So anyway, yeah, there were just so many things, so many hang-ups for me. I really couldn't make that decision because there were a lot of things that were kind of holding me back. One of them was the Catholic relationship to Mary. And then the more I studied it, the more I understood it. It was not that they pray to Mary. She's an intercessor. It's like if you were, saying to yourself, or, thinking about a grandparent, a parent, a spouse, someone that you lost, and say, can you just pray for me? Can you do something up there for me? That's basically the same idea, but it's not a worshiping thing. Let's put it that way. Christ is the center, always and forever. But anyway, I decided to do a journal over this book, word by word, slowing down the Hail Mary. And this is by Sarah Reinhard. And we had Sarah Reinhard come to our church, and she does a lot of, she's written several books for, obviously this one, which is each word of the Hail Mary, and then there's an essay written about it by a different person, and kind of reflecting on that word and what it means in terms of Christianity and things like that. And she also has written books for, how to celebrate Easter with your children, how to celebrate Christmas with your children, a lot of family kind of engaging books. So anyway, that was kind of the route I took after I kind of played around a little bit. So I did 42 pages. I started, this is from the cover, I haven't decided what to do with this yet. It's such a beautiful piece. But anyway, I decided to do 42 pages. I started it in May, and I finished it up roughly in August, I think. So I wasn't like die hard every day, but it did. I really had to make a conscious decision to do it. And in the book, there are reflection questions kind of at the end, like a prayer or reflection questions. So you kind of think about, where your life is and what God is calling you to do. And so what I did was what I did is I pulled some key ideas out of each of those little essays, and the essays are super short. It's a really quick read if you just read through it, front cover to back cover. But what I did was I just read one essay at a time, and I kind of extracted, what I thought is kind of the main topics or main ideas for that particular one. And so starting with hail and, some Italian and some other things that kind of were equivalents to that word. And then this would have been reflections on some of the questions or what I was thinking or feeling about some of what I've read. And so I did that for every word of the Hail Mary. And again, I reflected on those things. And so lots in here. And it was just interesting to see how, like, one word, how Allie Edwards does her one little word, how one word can be so powerful. Like, I like this one, like the God, the Lord of all, the Creator, which means definite, unique, outright. That's pretty powerful. Okay, like my husband would say, like the Ohio State University. I always have to do that. So, and some of the pages I like better than others, and I say that because I don't like this one at all. But, I was playing. This is my personal journey, and it doesn't have to be that somebody else likes it other than that I got something out of it. And I consistently use through here, the hand-spun stamps from Illustrated Faith, and these are the original size. I know that they re-released them in a different size, and I don't know what size that is, but this is the original size. And I used a lot of, these are Illustrated Faith stickers. These are just some like snap stickers I had. These are cutouts of pattern paper I had, some doodles. So my common theme throughout here, if you didn't notice already, are the lettering, the way I did the lettering. But, there's no harm in trying different things, and this is a great way to experiment. And this is good for me because I'm a terrible journaler. I don't care to write. It's not one of my favorite things to do. So this was very good for me. So anyway, and this is 2 different notebooks, so I had to kind of split in here. And I like the way that I could kind of tie in some scripture as well. And a lot of times scripture is along the outside or some quotes that I picked up that I liked in the text. And realizing that, like the word of, there's simplicity of it. The words can be simple, the thoughts can be simple, the prayers can be simple. Nothing needs to be complicated with God. Nothing needs to be complicated. He understands us at whatever level and wherever we are. And then that idea, who is Jesus? It was good. And this quote I like, change can only begin from within. That's for sure. I'm not good at change, so yeah. And this is one of my favorite pages just because it was something different. God of the mother, mother of the God. So I used those fun arrows. And most of these stamps are from Illustrated Faith kits. And then I have a fun tip in here. To love and serve the Lord, right there. And this is actually one of my favorite tip-ins because you can get an Instax to fit right behind these cards for Illustrated Faith. I did some stickers here, my own doodling here. This is from some of the Illustrated Faith packs. Just having fun here. And you can tell, like, I've used different mediums. Some of them have turned out better than others. One of the things I love the most about people who talk to me about, and I listen to about art journaling and things like that is, everything can go bad, but you can always use gesso to cover it up and start over again. And, you know, some pages are great, some aren't. This one was almost a disaster. Now, some of you may go, well, it is still kind of a disaster, but whatever. It was experimenting. This one, I don't have anything behind it because I wasn't sure quite what I wanted to do with that yet. And this one is using some like texture paste and some stencils. And these are some from the Print and Pray shop from Illustrated Faith. And some of it just so pretty. This one was my experiment with Delusion sprays. Right. Trying to get them not to smear. So what I used was, I ended up using Mod Podge acrylic sealer, and that worked. Actually, I think what I had initially used was Krylon, because I have a friend who's an art teacher, and she let me spray a little bit to see if it worked. So, and that is it. So I didn't have a lot to share with you in terms of like suggestions and things like that, but I just wanted to share with you what I've been working on. And I have 2 other books over here that I'm kind of planning on doing the same sort of idea with, and I don't know how it's going to turn out because, you know, the thing is that you can kind of get a few keys out of each chapter, and I think you don't have to do like a religious book or anything like that. It can be something, you know, well, this one, I know it's got some religious, I don't know if this is religious or not, but this one, the 5 love languages, I've read through most of it, and this would be a one you could also do a great journal with. And this is the other one I'm planning on doing, 7 Secrets of Divine Mercy. Someone just gave me this, so I thought, what the heck, we'll give it a try. Anyway, that's kind of what I've been up to. One of my favorite purchases recently has been, I got the Blick alcohol markers. And I have to say, if you, I'm not a coloring person. I don't know. I don't do coloring books. I don't do that. But this is colored with those Blick alcohol markers, and I love them. I've had some Copics. I've had some, what are they called? Copics, Pro Markers. I've had some Spectrum Noir, and hands down, I mean, Copics are great, but the price point is not for me when this is the most coloring I do, folks. This is about it. And I'm not a professional artist, obviously. So the price point on those markers is great. Without a coupon or without a sale, they're $2.59 a marker. And they have the brush tips just like Copic. They have the chisel tip just like the Copic sketch marker. Now, I mean, the color line is a little bit more limited, but if you're in it for just, you know, every once in a while kind of coloring experience with your stamps and things like that, you can tell I was kind of working on a few things to hand out, but I think they're, you know, fabulous markers. Really great results. So if you're kind of on the fence as to what you're going to be, you know, trying to find some markers, these are a great option for you. I purchased the set of 48. They gave me a 40% off coupon in the store, so I got the set of 48 for a little less than $60, and I don't think that's bad at all. And then they have all of the markers open stock, so this is kind of what they look like. And so anyway, they come in like smaller sets, but the 48 set is the one I got, and there's a 96 set, and they're only 96 markers plus the colorless blender, which honestly, I mean, if it's not that big of a deal, you know, that's great, but they are blendable with Copics, so if you will need to fill in the gaps somewhere, you can buy some Copics to kind of fill in the gaps. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. This has been a crazy video that's going to take forever to upload, and I'm not going to edit because I don't do that. So anyway, I hope everyone is having a fabulous fall. It's totally my favorite season, so take care and blessings. Bye.